and it does have a signature. The greens are back toward Shreveport, the reds are away, a bit of an elevation there, but this is moving to the northeast at about 30. So I'm going to move the camera down, and this does move into our viewing area here over the next hour if it holds on for that long. So I'm going to back up just a little bit here, and then we'll put an estimated time of arrival. So here's the cone there, and that'll take it up to the northeast about 30 miles in the next hour, close to that. So possibly Talco, Texas, which you are in our viewing area. That's about 5:26 p.m., close to that, moving into Franklin County. Going to go back to Harrison County. That's the immediate Arklatex right there. I'm going to clear this real quick. We'll go back to our Mega 3 Storm Team Doppler radar. And let's go ahead and move back here into our area. So right down there in eastern Harrison, or western Harrison County. I'm going to go back here. So you can see the hook, a really defined signature of a hook right there. So it's right across 154, and it's possible that could be the tornado right there. I'm going to go back to the debris, see if we have the radar indicating any debris. And let's see, we have to kind of put that into motion there. Let's see, that could have been some debris there. Could be up here now. It's a little bit hard to tell. I'm just going to go back to our Mega 3. And we'll go, let's move down here. So folks on 154, you certainly do need to take a cover. It's going to bypass you in Nesbitt. Here's the Marion County line. Here's the hook signature right there. So that would be the tornado. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit closer here. So time to take cover. This is a dangerous situation here. Now this is pretty much rural sections of Harrison County. You got Carver Bridge Road. And this is pretty accurate because the radar beam this far out is only a couple thousand feet up. So this would be a tornado coming up your way, folks. Please do take cover. And that means get away from windows, get down to the lowest floor of your house. If you got a storm cellar, run out there, get in there. Trailer house, get into a sturdier shelter because that is no match for a possible tornado here. So I'm going to back out just a little bit. So there's your hook. And let's see if I can get down to the road level just a little bit better. This would be where the tornado would be. I'm going to move this down here just a little bit. So Craver Bridge Road there in Harrison County. That's so that's the latest sweep. You see the sweep, and so it'd be right in this area. If that is on the ground, that's where it would be. Craver Bridge Road there in Harrison County. All right, I'm going to back out just a little bit more. Give the rest of you folks an idea where this is going. I'll give you another estimated time of arrival. So tornado warning here for Harrison County, and this storm moving to the northeast at about 30. Coming up to the Marion County line here in the next few minutes, let me give you another estimated time of arrival. You can see that hook, a very defined hook there. That's where the precipitation is wrapping around the updraft of that storm there. So that's where we're looking at that possible tornado. And it looked like we did have a bit of a debris signature earlier. Okay, let's get you an estimated time of arrival here. So from about where the funnel is and the uncertainty in that, and of course we're running out of space, but that's okay. A few of the communities in the path up there in Marion County, of course not too far from Jefferson. This is coming up to the county line. So it's bypassing Harleton, you're fine. Here's another developing storm that could become a tornadic storm. That's east of 59 there. So it is starting to, we're starting to see quite an increase in the activity in our tornado watch area. There you go. We've got another area of spin. Pretty pronounced spin there where you see the greens and reds together. So that's gone across 154. Here's another one that's developing there, and that's along 43 there and east of 59. Okay. They looked out their office and they said they're seeing weak rotation. So it's one right near the airport sitting on top of you. You'd probably be able to see. Yeah, we're going to have to, I'll tell you what, we'll use our Mega 3 because we're 20 miles away, so we can get a pretty good idea. Yeah, right there. Boy, howdy, that's right there. Let's move back. Thanks, Patrick, for coming in here. Appreciate your time and efforts there. But starting to get quite volatile out there, and here we are near the metro area with a spin up that we can see in our Mega 3. So there's our Mega 3 up in Mooringsport, and there's your hook right there. Are they calling it? It's not a tornado warning as of yet. I'm sure they're getting pretty excited about it. So that's 20. Here's 220. And so that's right on the west side of town there. Now this, most of them appear to be moving to the north and northeast at about 30 miles an hour. I don't think that's changed too much. But let's get you an estimated time of arrival on that one too, as this one could become a tornado here in a very short period of time. So this covers the northwest and western part of Metro Shreveport-Bossier. So there's northeast, and I probably don't, okay, here we go. That'll give us about 30 miles. There you go, Benton. You got north side of Shreveport over the next hour. That's a possible track of that potential tornado, developing tornado. That's on the west side of Shreveport there, as we're 220, Cross Lake, and I-20 come together. All right, real quick, I'm going to clear that. Let's go back out. We got a couple of warnings that are official tornado warnings from the National Weather Service. So let me move this over. Patrick, any information from the National Weather Service that we need to pass along?
I got to refresh the page. Give me a second.
Okay. All right, real quick, I'm going to zoom into this one here. It's coming up to the Marion County line. So there's Jefferson. Harleton's off to the west, and here's where that possible tornado is. So it's coming up on the Marion County line. So if you're near the Marion County line there, southwest of Jefferson, it's time to take cover. This is a possible tornado. So there's 154. Here's Marion, Harrison County line, and there's the little pennant. Here's the hook echo, and that's a possible tornado. And we'll go back to the debris real quick, and then we'll go down to the street level. And so that could be a little bit of debris from this being lofted into the air. I don't have any confirmation of it touching down from folks in the area, but nonetheless, this is a tornado warning, and that is a possible tornado coming up there. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit closer there, Harrison County, go down a little bit farther, and then we'll back out so we can get a little better perspective for the folks in the rest of the Arklatex. Here's a few of the roads that are here. So I'm going to get this menu out of the way. So the storm, the center of the storm there, a possible tornado near Sid Carver Road, if you're in that area. And let's see, let's move it over a little bit. These are areas where you do need to take cover, folks, immediately, as this is a possible tornado. Driscoll Bridge Road. This is out in the country, but nonetheless, there could be some folks out here that are in harm's way. Driscoll Bridge Road. Okay, here's the latest scan. So you can see the pennant right there. That would be the possible tornado. So Driscoll Bridge Road near you and coming up to the Marion County line. I'm going to go down just a little bit more. Patrick, you get that computer updated? Any new information? We got
as of yet, there's been nothing new, no new updates as of yet.
Okay, thank you. So you got Farm to Market Road, 3001, Driscoll Bridge Road. This is a possible tornado coming up your way. I'm going to back out a little bit more and put it on the debris scan from the dual pole Doppler radar at the National Weather Service, and then we'll go back and cover the tornado. Yeah, it looks like a little debris there, Patrick, if I'm not mistaken. It looks like this may actually be a tornado on the ground. Yeah, that could be a little debris there, Patrick. That one, it's hard to tell. It's over so close zoomed in, but let me put it into motion there. That could be a debris signature there. It's pretty close to the location of that funnel, and that's a dangerous situation coming up on the Marion County line. That may be an actual tornado. I mean, what we see on radar with those hook echoes is an indication that there could be tornadoes, but when you do see a debris signature like this amongst that sea of purple, that could be a possible tornado. Going back to our Omega-3, that puts it real close to the funnel, which is right here, and this may be a couple minutes old. All right, this one coming up on the Marion County line, Driscoll Bridge Road, you're in that area. Jefferson, about 10 to 15 minutes away from you, perhaps the west side of town. Let me expand out real quick. So did they put out a warning for the Caddo Parish area there, Patrick? No, it doesn't look like they've done it yet. Possible tornado developing the west side of town, but we do already have a warning northwest part of the Arklatex here. And so going with our Omega-3 Storm Team Doppler radar, it's in Franklin County now, but it is headed up to the southern part of Red River County. So let me zoom in a little bit closer. This one actually had a tornado on the ground, according to a storm chaser in Pickens, Texas, southeast of Sulphur Springs. Haven't heard anything else since then, but our radar shows, and we're a few thousand feet up now, but it's northwest of Mount Vernon. There's Talco, and this was moving to the northwest at about 30 miles an hour, actually northeast at 30 miles an hour. So let me back out just a little bit. It's going north of I-30, and there's Clarksville Highway 82, and that's 37. That's west of Talco. So I'm going to put this into motion real quick. So that's an hour's worth of movement. So that one really is moving to the northeast, and that's about 30 miles in 1 hour. So let's get another estimated time of arrival. I'm going to have to move this down a little bit. So that tornado warning continues, and a possible tornado. So Clarksville, you would be in the crosshairs of this possible tornado here. It once was a tornado. So right about here is where we got it, going north at about 30. Roughly. So Clarksville, possibly the latter part of the 5 o'clock hour. But go to there, if I said that right, 521, that's what we're looking at with that storm moving in.
Is this a storm there just north of Nesbitt?
Okay.
Is that the one you're looking at right there? Is that the one that we've had the warning? Because that one does have a history of a tornado on the ground.
Yeah, that was the one that had, the tornado on the ground at Pickens, according to a storm chaser that was in that area.
Correct. Yes. So they have people in that area. Obviously, some chasers in that vicinity there, and they're moving up to try to get more of a visual of it as it moves a little bit further to the north.
Okay, and we got more storms that are trying to develop here, including the one on the west side of Shreveport. Let's get back over here. So we're looking at our Mega 3 Storm Team Doppler radar, and I think this is starting to get out of the zone. It's right. In fact, it's right over the west side of Cross Lake. But it does have a pretty good signature, hook signature to it. Let me see if we can get the dual pole Doppler radar there to look at. And you can see the velocity, it's kind of it looks like they're coming up, and that could be it, where the reds are going away and the greens toward, but it's still in the zone where you're close enough to the radar. It's hard to get good data. So we'll just have to look at what we have on our Mega 3. It does have that hook, and there's possible tornadoes developing, at least a lowering a wall cloud. It might be a funnel cloud. I can't tell because I can't get any radar information from the National Weather Service yet. It's so close to the radar there. But you can see that hook, and it's moving to the northeast at 30. But right now, in the immediate, just the next few minutes, I'll show you where it's at. So it's in the north shore of Cross Lake, and it's coming up to 173 there. There's Cooper Road. Here's, I believe that's 49. So this would be the area where you have your possible tornado. So coming right up on 173. So let me zoom back in there a little bit closer there. So here we go, street level. So if we've got anything, folks, this is about as live radar as you're going to get, about 10 miles away here, and we're picking up a possible tornado. That's Tacoma Boulevard, Lakeshore Drive. Folks, just go, you're not under warning, but go ahead and take cover as this could be getting close to the ground. We see the spin on our radar. Here's the latest scan, and that puts it up now crossing Lakeshore Drive. So let me back out. So it takes about a minute for our radar to scan. So you're going, every minute we're getting a scan here, and where you see the red colors or the orange colors, that could be heavy rain. Let me see if it's far enough away now over the past minute. It's going 30 to the northwest, or to the north, that is. And, we're still in the area. You just can't really pick up much. They haven't warned for it at the National Weather Service, so let's go back to the areas that are under warnings here, get you updated there real quick, especially Harrison County going up toward Marion County here. So I'm going to back out a little bit, and we'll go back out to the west. Still have the tornado watch in northeast Texas, and now the storms are really firing up. It looks like another one there, Patrick, that's developing right on the south side of Harrison County, and that could come up toward 20 in Marshall.
They are monitoring also a particular storm with some rotation there to around Tatum, Texas.
Okay.
So that should be a little bit just to the south of there, probably to the northwest of Carthage.
Okay.
And so take a look there, and I'm not sure if we'd be able to pop it up there on the map and get Tatum to pop up there on the screen, but they are picking up some weak rotation there.
Okay, of particular interest right now. So you can see our Mega 3 shows that storm moving just west of Jefferson, that one particular warned tornadic storm just west of Jefferson. So I'll tell you what, real quick, I'm going to zoom into that area just west of Jefferson. A lot of folks live out there. You got Lake of the Pines. You got that coming right up to Lake of the Pines, if not crossing over right now. Let me move this out of the way. So there's Lake of the Pines. That's coming right up on Lake of the Pines there, and you can still see the signature, the hook signature of a possible tornado. That's 49 coming out of Jefferson, and there's Berea. And so folks north side of the Lake of the Pines, take cover immediately, as this could be a tornado. It looked like we did have debris signature from this, so go back to the National Weather Service dual pole Doppler radar so I can see something. Here's the velocity real quick. So still has a good spin to it. The red's going away, the green's toward. Right in the middle is where the spin is, a couple of minutes old, but that is right over the Lake of the Pines. Here's Jefferson. It's going to bypass you, Jefferson, but it is coming up on 49. So the folks that live just outside of Jefferson.
Was that a new tornado warning or not right here? Is it a continued? They continue the tornado warning there northwest of Marshall, so the one you're looking at.
Okay, let me look at the debris here real quick. Not seeing the debris that we had earlier, or what looked like a debris path, but still got the possible tornado there coming up toward I-4 or 140 or 49, that is, in northeast Texas. Let me zoom in a little bit closer. Give you an idea, folks, of where this is at. Please do take cover on the north side. There's a Kellyville. See if I can get a little bit closer here. Trying to get some, and this is close enough to the our radar to where we're not that far above the ground, so we can get a pretty good idea where the funnel could be located if this is really touching the ground. Here's some of the street level there. Okay, that's the latest scan. It shows it moving up a little bit.
And a new warning forthcoming right now for that one that you're looking at near Tatum.
Okay.
The warning should be coming out shortly.
This is Lake of the Pines there, north shore of the Lake of the Pines there, just northwest of Jefferson on this. I'll tell you what, let's get back south there toward Tatum. So volatile environment, folks, right now. Tornado warnings, several of them being issued. That's west of Jefferson, but Berea will be the next larger community in the path of this. You can see the hook. Looks like an upside-down coat hanger. That's where it is. And there's that new warning, Patrick. Meteorologist Patrick Dennis is with me right now, but we're monitoring this. And there you go. These are supercell thunderstorms, and you can see these tornadoes. You can see the hook right there. There's Darko. New tornado warning. So let's get you updated on this one here. There's folks in the path of this storm. So let me go back out here. There's Highway 43, and that tornado warning goes until 5:30. Right now it's 5 o'clock. And so that's coming up on that little bend in 43. So let me get down to the street level. Patrick, are they still moving northeast? Are they calling this northeast or north at about 30 miles an hour?
Due north.
Due north, okay. Okay, it looks like Patrick and we got Neil Shaw, meteorologist Neil Shaw with us. Thank you for coming in there, Neil. So that one's moving north at 30. Okay, so let's get you an estimated time of arrival on the big scan here. You can see the hook. It's easy to find where the tornado would be. That's pretty close. That's 2425, and it's a little bit off the north path there. Let me put it into motion. Volatile situation there, Harrison County. This is coming up. There's Marshall. This is really taking this is northeast. This is headed toward Marshall, folks. Folks in Marshall, be aware that you've got a possible tornado coming right at you here. Let's see if there's any debris on this guy. Let's put it in the motion. It's hard to tell there if that's debris or not, but we are looking at I mean, these are supercells. When you can visually see the rain wrapping around the funnel. It's on the southern or southeast corner of the storm, southwest corner of the storm. These are real deals. And certainly, folks, there's 20 right there. That's I-20. You've got a possible tornado coming your way. Tornado warning is in effect for you for the next 30 minutes. Moving to the northeast about 30. So here's 43. Here's where the fun will be right here. Easy to find. You don't have to look too hard for them. Later on tonight, it may be a different story as we may see the mode change where you see the storms, the squall line type tornadoes. So there's 43. I'm going to zoom in. I'm trying to get down to the street level, folks. Private road 3212. There it is. There's your hook. There's it's coming right over 2625. Farm to Market Road 2625. So let me back up here. So that and there's 43. And let's back up a little bit more. Let's see with that one in particular. All right, so it's coming up. It's a few miles south of 20. So there's 20, and there's 43. Okay, and Marshall's just right up here. So if I back out a little bit more, we'll get get a better estimated time of arrival. So that one was really moving more northeast, and it kind of follows the polygon that they have. But folks in Marshall and near Marshall, time to get ready for a possible tornado here, because it's following. Looks like it's going to follow 43 up into the west side of Marshall. And that'd be over the next several minutes. I mean, distance-wise, here's the latest scan, so you can still see it's a very prominent hook echo there. It's about 8 miles away.
It is taking more of the northeast jog now to you, Joe. You got that? Let's see here.
Any confirmation on the ground there, Neil? Anybody
not for that
watching
one,
this?
not for that one, but Picton County, Picton, the town of Picton in Hopkins, well, west has confirmed damage, but nothing with this one so far.
Okay, that was there was actually a chaser on the ground following that storm. So real quick, let's get you updated on this. Okay, so I'm backing out just so I can give you a little bit better estimated time of arrival there. So Marshall, you're in the crosshairs there. And I suspect you folks might want to start thinking about taking cover here. So Jefferson, Woodlawn, Marshall about 5:22. That's about 15 minutes from now. So it's time to get ready. Okay, we've got other warnings. So that particular storm, the latest tornado warning, still haven't seen anything issued for the west or northwest side of Shreveport. That one looks like it's right over 49. But back up just west of Jefferson, let me zoom in there. That tornado warning continues, and that one also has a very distinct signature of a hook echo. No confirmation of touchdown, but that moved up north of the lake now, so it's north of the Lake of the Pines. It's right up on 49 here, so let me zoom in a little bit closer. Berea, the small community of Berea, it's just coming across Kellyville. And we're looking at right along 49. Now, we do have some weather watchers out here. It'd be interesting to see if we can get any information from the weather watchers.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and reach out to Brian Loper. I've been talking to him. He's on the ham as best he can.
We also got Edwin Christian out there that might be able to give us an eye to the sky if we do have a possible tornado on the ground, or if there is a tornado on the ground. We got June Jones, Elysian Fields right up the way. But this right here is coming up on 49. That is that is a hook echo. Here it is coming across. So it's just bypassing Kellyville. And this is close enough to Shreveport where the beam is still near the ground. The beam shoots straight out. The ground curves away because the earth is curved, obviously. And so our beam starts going up in the atmosphere. And so what you see here is more a few thousand feet up. But this is close enough to the radar set that we've got a pretty good eye on this. Coming up toward the community of Berea. I'm going to go down to the street level. It's coming right across 49 there. So there's your, and this may be the actual funnel here, right here, and that's where you got the updraft where things are lifting. So right in this area, just to the northwest of Kellyville, there's the community of Berea. I'm going to zoom in a little bit closer, then we got to go look at some others there. So that's Kellywood Road there. Okay, coming up on Kellywood Road in that area, and also Farm to Market 728.
It'll be there in a few minutes. It's moving at 30. I don't know if you put a measuring tool on that lately.
I sure did. Berea. So there's Berea, and it looks like it's coming on the west side of town there. So there it is. There's the pendant, the little hook. And so if you're going to have a tornado, Kellyville Road, the community of Berea coming into town. So folks in Berea, Harrison County, please do, actually it's Marion County, I apologize there. Let's see, we'll back out some. Time to take cover. This is a dangerous situation as you do have a possible tornado coming your way. Tornado don't have a confirmation of a touchdown, but nonetheless coming your way.
Okay, we've got
a little bit more.
when you can, a live video streaming into the National Weather Service, Mount Vernon in Franklin County, Texas.
Okay. That's the one that struck Pickens a little while ago.
It's moving north, correct.
All right, so this is bypassing Jefferson. Jefferson, this is moving away from you. Let me back out some more here. We got other tornado warnings. We got the one that's coming up toward Marshall. But real quick, let's move back over to the northwest part of our Arklatex, where we have one that's been going on for a while.
Yeah, that's there at Talco. According to National Weather Service, Ryan Knapp, tornado warning is about to be issued. So if you're there for a second, that may turn red any given second.
So that one will be headed up toward Clarksville. So
there it is.
Here it is.
Okay, there it is.
So that's the latest. Okay, so another tornado warning. And that is in
and it's
our
confirmed.
area.
It is confirmed on the ground.
Confirmed on the ground. So our radar signature doesn't look very impressive. So if we go to the National Weather Service, you'll see the dual pole Doppler radar probably shows something good here. 545, that tornado warning. And that was moving northeast about 30. I believe it was
It is
earlier.
moving northeast at 45,
okay,
Joe.
that
So that
thing's-
one's on its horse.
That's picking up there, getting with it there. All right, so let's real quick give you an estimated time of arrival. So just northwest of Talco, and that does get up toward McCurtain County here. So you're looking at Idabel at 6 o'clock. If it hangs together, Clarksville at 5:34, and right now it's 10 after. Oh, I can see it up there. It's 10 after. So Johnstown right in the bullseye of that right now. Now, this is a few more thousand feet up, so let me go to the dual pole Doppler radar. Let's see if we'll go with the velocity, and we're in an area where the velocity is just not...
Little range folding on you there.
Yeah, I got the range folding there, so we're not getting any good data and not seeing anything, and it's probably, I don't see any debris there, so going to go back to our Omega 3 Storm Team Doppler radar. Folks, we're on the air right now because of several tornado warnings. We were forecasting a pretty rough day today, and it's starting to unfold, unfortunately. Still that one storm that is north of Shreveport now. It hasn't developed into a tornado, but it's certainly probably a pretty area in the sky where you got the lower end of the wall cloud and perhaps some spin there. That's headed up toward Benton. Not under a warning right now, but folks in Benton, be mindful that this could drop out of the sky at any time. It's not in a tornado watch area, but it's coming right across 71 at this time. You do have that hook. Going to go back. I can get some good data now from the National Weather Service. You can't really see anything there in the velocity. That's a good thing. So just be mindful, though. Things could change. It's a little bit out of the envelope where you do have the area of the wind shear that's quite prominent. But anytime you have a tornado watch issued, you can have activity outside that watch. It's in and near the watch area that are the problems. But let me go back to where we got
Okay, I know you
trouble.
need to be an octopus on this one, Joe. Let's go back to Jefferson, Texas, Lake of the Pines, where there is a debris signature, according to Ryan Knapp, National Weather Service.
Okay, so that's coming right across here. Let me, let's see, let's go back. Okay, thank you there so I can see what's happening. So this one, let's see, so back up Lake of the Pines there. Now that's north of Lake of the Pines now, just north of it, okay. And so we do have a debris signature. So what we're talking about here, looking at radar, yeah, that's a very distinct,
there you go.
so
there it
that's
is.
a tornado. We can see the spin on the radar, but until we see a debris signature or we have somebody that's there watching it to tell us that, yeah, there's a tornado, the debris signature indicates that it's lofting debris off the ground. So that's an official tornado. So this is a real delicate situation, folks. So we need to get you safe here. So let me zoom in a little bit closer. Let's see, let's go to here. So this is Bear Creek's not too far out, but this is coming up. So there's Jefferson. It's past Berea now, and this is a tornado on the ground. Any damage reports, Neil, that you've heard of anything?
Well, there is media out of the Tyler area saying that Pitkin does have damage. Again, that's just to the west of us.
There it is.
And I think it's only just a matter of time before we see others, especially with the debris signature there near Lake of the Pines. National Weather Service will continue moving northeast at 35.
Okay.
That tornadic storm that's north of Marshall near Berea.
All right, so right there's 59. There's Bear Creek. It's going to bypass Bear Creek, but coming right up there on 59. So I'm putting it into motion here. Let's see if we can get it into motion. So what I'm trying to do is find out where this is at street level, then we'll back out because I know a lot of folks want to know if they're affected by these tornadoes. So that's 59. That's east
It's a
of Bear
big
Creek.
four-lane highway, Joe. There are a lot of trucks and cars on that highway.
Yeah, and there's a 155 where it merges just up the way. That right there is a tornado, a bona fide tornado, folks, coming your way. So let me clear the screen, and then we'll get down to the street level there because we can still get a pretty good idea. This is not too far away from our radar and mooring support or where that is. So here we go. So we got the little hook signature. Here's the pennant right here. So Pruitt, and it looks like I'm going to move up a little bit. It looks like it's going to pull up right next to Pruitt between Lanier and Pruitt. So let me zoom in a little bit closer here. And it's going to bypass Bear Creek. Okay, so zoom in a little bit more. Here's a few roads there. County Road looks like 1640. Folks in that area take cover. 1757A. I assume there's probably some folks that live here. That's 59. And coming right up on 59, you can see the funnel coming right up there. Please do take cover. Again, taking cover, get away from windows, get down to the bottom floor of your house. Get a lot of structure around you, cover up, do it quickly. This one's moving northeast or north-northeast about 30 miles an hour. It's going to happen fast there. A lot of trees in that area, and a lot of trees could be knocked over in your location. But this is a dangerous situation of a real bona fide tornado on the ground there with a hefty debris signature. All right, so I'm just going to go out here real quick and give you the lay of the land. Tornado watch, this goes until 10 o'clock tonight. Warnings continue on for the next hour. Tornadoes on the ground southwest of Clarksville. Tornadoes on the ground there in Marion County. Debris signature that near Lake of the Pines, north of Lake of the Pines, headed towards southern Cass County. Another system's headed up toward the Marshall area. We haven't talked about that one in a bit. I'm going to zoom in a little bit closer and get you update on where that's at, where it's going. Neil, any more pertinent information? How about the one look at this, is how fast it's moving. It's going on the west side of Marshall, west side. Let's zoom in a little bit closer. There we go. So you can see the funnel. You can see the little hook there, okay? It's right in this area coming up on 80, and here's the loop on the west side of town. I wonder if we got the sirens on in Marshall because this is coming right in.
Haven't heard, but if somebody would let us know, we'll pass that along. And Brian Loper has got his ear to the ham radio in Atlanta.
Okay,
Atlanta,
how about,
Texas.
we got June Jones and we got Evan Christian, our weather watchers there, Legions Fields and Scottsville. Do they see anything? You might have to go to the Facebook page.
Right now, Patrick is over there with social media, and I'm sure that he will let us know. And but right now, I'm eyes between what you see here, of course, on screen, folks, and National Weather Service has not updated that storm in Marshall in now 4 or 5 minutes. And here is it. Okay, radar indicated. It's just updated at 5:17 near Marshall, moving north at 25. So it's slowed in forward speed. Could produce a tornado at any time. There's no reason to believe that it's not. If you live in northwest Marshall, take cover immediately. End of quote.
Yep, that's good. So folks in the northwest side of Marshall, possible tornado coming your way. Let's see if we have any kind of debris signature with this. Go into that. I can't really see anything unless that was a little bit of something.
Kind of noisy there.
South of there, it's a little bit noisy, yeah. Going back to our Omega 3, we'll get down to the street level. So you can kind of see the hook right here. This would be about where the tornado is coming up toward Highway 80. And that'd be the outside loop, the west loop of Marshall. So let me zoom in a little bit closer, then we'll go cover the other storms here. So this is not going through downtown Marshall, but the west side. So here we go. So this will be the area that if we got anything, any tornado, is going to be this little area right here. So it's Houston Street, Ward Street, take cover, University Avenue there on the west side of town. Here's Highway 80 coming right up on you there. And in fact, that's the last scan, so I'm going to have to back up there. It's on the move. It's on the northwest side of town. So it'd be in this area here that you're looking at, kind of a broad area there. And I'm just looking at the hook echo. If I go to the dual pole Doppler radar, I can look at the velocity. We might get a better idea.
Got some possible debris and or something thrown around near Wiley College in the Marshall area.
Okay, so debris. That being the case, then this is a bona fide tornado. So where the reds and the greens are together there, it's right at Highway 80. That's pretty updated information there. So the greens are back toward Shreveport and the reds are away. So that's where you got the spin right there at Highway 80. I'm going to back out just a little bit more here. So it's coming up on the northwest side of Marshall, not going through downtown. That tornado warning you can see right there gets it up into almost to Marion County here over the next several minutes. It's moving to the north at about northeast at 25. So let me back out a little bit more here. So the tornadoes are really coming into play here. The atmosphere quite volatile. And these are the discrete supercell type, and these can be long-lived, and they can be quite powerful too. So here we go on the west side of Marshall, and that's
25 miles.
25. Slow down a little bit. Woodline, Jefferson perhaps, Woodline at 5:45 or so, and Jefferson about 6 o'clock with that particular storm. The other storm that it passed over, it was an actual bona fide tornado. I don't see the signature as prominent now north of Jefferson. If we go back to our Omega 3 here, we probably still see a pretty good hook. It was winding up. It may have actually occluded and cut off the circulation. And it looks like it's east of Bear Creek now. You can see that's a hook there. And look, there's another one just to the east of it, another supercell. And they may be merging or perhaps splitting off, getting rather volatile here, no doubt. Now, that's two supercells. The one that's warned, it looks like it's just passing east of Bear Creek. There's 59. Here's Atlanta, Texas. Linden, I believe, would be the folks that are in the path of that storm. That one actually did have a debris ball and actual near Lake of the Pines. So Linden folks, please take cover. This means business. That's 59. And that's, I'm looking at our Omega 3 Storm Team Doppler radar. So there's the hook. Now, the hook might have wound up and caught some cold air, might have cut itself off, but it's still dangerous enough. Linden folks, get the sirens on, possible tornado coming into your town as we speak. Please do take cover. Again, get away from those windows, get down to the bottom floor of your house, and watch out. Now, the signature doesn't look as prominent with the velocity. I see a bunch of reds, but I don't see any greens, bright colored reds, which may be an indication that this occluded, it caught up, it wrapped around and cut off the updraft. That would be a great thing, but still headed up toward Linden, a few minutes away. Take cover. These things will fluctuate. They'll get real strong. They'll weaken, get real strong sometimes, and this may be the case with this one here. Neil, any update from the National Weather Service?
Nothing as of yet. That last update at 5:17.
Okay.
Not seeing anything on the chat aspect of that. Again, the last we heard that it came into us by other means with the possible items being thrown around or something indicated there near Wiley College in the Marshall area.
Now, the velocity signature is not very good here. Hopefully that means that we're not looking at like it's not as prominent. That's good. Heading up toward Clarksville, Pagoda, I believe that's the name of the sea. I always mess it up, but 37. That looks like what's left of once was a pretty prominent tornado that did some damage in Pickens, Texas. Headed up toward Clarksville, but right now it looks like it has weakened some.
Well, we've got a sky cam. Do we have a sky cam in Marshall? Because National Weather Service is saying that a rotating wall cloud is now visible on a Marshall sky cam. Just asking, and anyone chime in, please.
I don't believe we do.
We don't.
Have one there. We do have one at Caddo Lake. We have Texarkana. But Marshall, I don't think we have this one though. It doesn't. Pagoda, Clarksville doesn't look very prominent, but I just noticed that we have a new warning northwest of our area, just northwest. That would be nice if this one's weakening. Maybe actually going north of the warm front. I think the warm front's a little bit farther north. There's another tornado warning. That actually goes right up to McCurtain County. You can see the greens and reds. So we do have some volatile weather just north. Let's see there, and that's a pretty well-developed storm there.
Maybe even west of Hugo, you think?
Yeah, that's coming out and then headed on over toward McCurtain County. So the northwest part of the Arklatex, Looks like a possible tornado.
Well, the theory
coming
of
your
it
way.
being cooler north of the Red River has just been,
Yeah.
Okay, another tornado warning is about to come downstream of Marshall. May I repeat? Another tornado warning about to be issued downstream of Marshall. So I think you're in good shape right there at that camera angle, Joe.
All right, so we go back here. So it looks like from our vantage point with our Mega 3 Storm Team Doppler radar, a little convoluted, but this would be about the area where you have the possible tornado. Could be two funnels there too.
Looks like it's trying to form, more on the north side there, just south of the Woodlawn community.
Okay, so we got that coming up toward Woodlawn, and then we also have that other supercell that went up right there. So that one I think is developing too. You can see the very pronounced hook. That's east of Kildare. That's 43. That takes it up into Cass County there. There's Bivens. It looks like that'll bypass Bivens. Here's a new warning. Now, it doesn't cover this one, but this storm has some very distinct spin to it. But going down, so a new tornado warning.
Yeah, issued 524. I'll read it when you're ready.
Okay, go ahead.
That's, 524, severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado. So this is radar indicated. Capable of producing a tornado near Marshall, moving northeast at 35. So that's what you're looking at there.
Okay.
With that particular one. Okay.
You can actually see the stop the presses here. So there's your hook. So that's where the tornado's at. Let me first let's zoom into a little bit closer here. I'll tell you what.
And we are getting reports of trees down in various places of Harrison County.
Okay.
Harrison County, and looks like this so far for the damage being noted is north of I-20.
So this is, there's Sioux Bell Lake Road. Okay, there's the latest. So I'm going to have to back out here. Just trying to get down to the street level, folks, with this one. For folks that, so here it is right here. So that would be where your tornado's at. Easy to find them today. They're not embedded in a line of storms. They're supercells. There's 59, and this is north of north of the Marshall area there. So
again, northeastward movement at 35.
And northeast moving to 35 real quick, going right over a few of the roads. There's Farm to Market 1997, just to the west of this, but that's it's a pretty rural area there. It's going to go ahead and back out, and I'll get an ETA on this. Coming up a Sioux Bell Lake Road there, Sioux Bell Lake Road. And it's possible this whole area could be a big rotating mass. In fact, we can look at it real quick on the velocity scan. And there you go. And I got some bright colors there indicating a little faster wind. It looks convoluted there, but the bright reds indicate we got some pretty good spin with that. But going back to, you can see the movement there. So, yeah, a new tornado warning because of this. But I'm going to go back to our Mega 3. And so you can see there's our hook. About right there. And so let me back out and give you an ETA where this is going in the big scheme of things. So this one was 35, you say, northeast or northeast of 35?
Just northeast is the movement on that. Again, the warning was issued at 524. Will be effective until 6:15 unless further, canceled in that respect because these are moving so fast, Joe. They're outrunning the polygon to a degree.
They sure are. That's 25. That's not going to cut it there. So I'm going to have to back out a little bit more. So let me open this up just a bit. Folks, we're on the air right now due to several tornadoes or possible tornadoes. Some have been tornadoes, then they have touched down and done some damage. These are in East Texas right now. So what I'm trying to do right here, if you're just joining us, this one just north of Marshall is headed up toward Marion County and moving at a pretty good clip at about 35 miles an hour. So I'm going to try to get an estimated time of arrival here. Then we'll expand out a little bit and get everybody covered. So that's about 35 miles. And so moving up Atlanta, Texas, possibly in the path of that. The cone there is for the uncertainty, depending on the storm, the dynamics of it spinning and where it tries to develop or it weakens, what have you. Lodi, McLeod, near Woodlawn right now. So you folks in Woodlawn, please take cover. If you're in the path of the storm, it's coming your way. Time to get away from windows, get down to the lowest floor of your house. Unfortunately, trailer homes, manufactured homes, they can't withstand the strength of the wind of these tornadic storms. So need to find a suitable shelter if you can. Cover up if anything, but need to get away from windows, get into an interior hallway structure, bathrooms, get a lot of structure around you to protect you from not only the winds, but the flying debris or trees falling on your house there. So it's a dangerous situation. So near Woodlawn, folks in Woodlawn, do take cover. I'm going to expand out real quick. Tell you what, let me go back to the radar here. Let me give you the lay of the land real quick for folks that are just joining us. So here's
while you're on the lay of the land there, two things: Franklin County, Titus County, Texas. Franklin County, Titus County, Texas. Tornado warning has been canceled, but the National Weather Service is on the phone conference call right now with the Storm Prediction Center, Norman, Oklahoma. A downstream tornado watch is about to be issued or is now being discussed. It'll be north and south of a line. The new tornado watch should cover from Shreveport to Farmerville and the rest of southwestern Arkansas. Let me give that to you again. The new watch will basically fill in anything you see to the right of the yellow on screen. South Arkansas, as far east as Farmerville, Louisiana. And Joe pointed that's in Union Parish, obviously north of Ruston.
Okay, so folks, a new watch coming indicating that tornadic conditions are shifting to the east, that we may have some problems from Shreveport to Ruston up to El Dorado, Farmerville, and points north up toward the mountains of Arkansas. Still ongoing warnings. The yellow area indicates a watch, and that watch goes until 10 o'clock tonight, the old watch, and now we're starting to see the potential development elsewhere, especially to the east, which may go even later into tonight. The individual warnings, let's get you back on track here with the warnings. So let me erase this real quick. Okay, and that's zoom in here. So we do have several warnings ongoing. Go back up toward the Clarksville area here. This storm here weakening quite a bit. You can see just in the radar imagery, that's a good thing. Our Mega 3 shows this storm just falling apart. Still has some curvature there where you could have a possible funnel, but not looking at anything in particular that's damaging from that storm. That's a good thing. That one's in the dissipating
I got some commentary here from National Weather Service. Go back to that, if you will, to the radar, Joe. According to Chris Nuttall there at the National Weather Service, the tornado warning between Bogota and Clarksville seems to be weakening on radar, but they're concerned there may have been a low-topping mini-cell and there's concern that the radar beam may be overshooting some of that storm. So they're going to hold that warning for a little while as a just in case, sir.
Well, that being said, then, let's get you updated on where that could be. So if we're shooting above the low-top storm here.
Yeah, but it's sure catching that one north of the Red River there.
Yeah, the Red River one, boy, that is a beast up there, and that's about to move into western McCurtain County. I suspect McCurtain County is about to get a tornado warning. That's a monster. But real quick, I'm going to stop the motion here. So I'm using our Mega 3. It updates every minute so we can get a quick handle on what's going on here. So I'm going to zoom in close. This is just west of Clarksville. And it's it's east of Detroit. Bagwell is next in the path. National Weather Service is still concerned that the radar beam is, as Neil was just telling you, may be overshooting this low top storm. So still may be a funnel in this area coming up toward Highway 82. Bagwell a few minutes away from you. It looks like the storm's dissipating. They're going to hold on to the warning a little while longer, but still could do damage. And so that's why they're holding on to this warning, the red colors there. It's going to bypass Detroit, but coming up toward Bagwell and Highway 82 over the next few minutes, just west of Clarksville.
And should it continue to the original issuance, that would be until 5:45. So okay. I would expect Mr. Nuttall there at National Weather Service to update us very soon on that one. Plus, it's busy, as you very well know.
Yeah, and you can see, and there's the one. Look at that monster there coming out of Hugo.
Nailed it on Hugo, didn't I? Man.
Yeah, that is so we're looking at it, and that's probably about, with our radar at the half degree angle, or probably 7,000 feet or so. But that storm probably going to catch up pretty close to Wright City and points north in McCurtain County. It's headed that way. That's an hour's worth of movement. That's really trucking for 1 hour. So folks in western McCurtain County, you are in our viewing area. So what I'm going to do here real quick is get you updated on how far this is going to go. And that's roughly That's about 50 miles in 1 hour there that's moving. Their warning doesn't extend in your county, but I bet that's about the change, because you can see, so there's about an hour's worth of movement there to where it is on the backside. That's 45 miles in 1 hour, so that cuts across. And it looks like it just moved out of the way of that one storm, so it's all by itself now, nothing to disrupt its inflow. And so it may hang on and cut across near Wright City. So that being the case, real quick, let me give you an estimated time of arrival of that one there. So I'm going to stop the movement. So we might have another tornado warning issued here. Then we'll get back to the rest of them. A lot of territory, a lot going on here. But that was 45 miles in 1 hour. That one moving northeast. And McCurtain County in our viewing area on the crosshairs of this one. So I'm going to put the cone there because there'll be a little uncertainty probably in the south south side there. So that was 45. So Wright City might catch this, Neil, a few of the other communities, small communities up toward Broken Bow, north of Broken Bow there, but up in the mountains, possible tornadic thunderstorm coming your way and doing so in a very rapid rate, about 45 miles per hour.
Clarksville storm, that's from Brett Adair. You've got all those Mets there here in Shreveport. So the Clarksville storm is going to fade away, or it has faded away.
Okay,
yes.
so that storm that we're looking at, our Mega 3, going away. Real quick, so that's good news. Just west of Clarksville, that storm, you can see it weakening with our radar scan. That dissipating, and that means good news. Bagwell, just north of Highway 82, that storm dissipating. I can let your guard down there, as that one is not a threat to you as for a tornado. But going back to areas where we do have warnings still that are in our viewing area, let's go back down here. Still got this one tornado warning, and this storm's headed up toward the Jefferson, Texas area. So you've had a close call already near Lake of the Pines. Debris signature was reported earlier that you did have a tornado on the ground. Don't have any damage reports other than, I think, Neil, you said some trees were down, I believe, in that area.
Well, that was more toward Marshall. So as far as Jefferson is concerned, we're at the mercy possibly of law enforcement or whomever can contact us. Go to our Facebook page as well. Patrick has that well manned. And, of course, we're here watching it over. But, again, National Weather Service just reiterated that a new tornado watch is coming for the aforementioned area, southwest Arkansas to Shreveport to Farmerville, and it will be issued lasting until midnight. Got that, Joe? The new watch will last until midnight. Yeah.